I'm OG, y'all new to the game.
We are the three philosophers, Jason, Brett, and Sean. We're going to start this podcast today we're on the topic of religion. Religion. Everybody's sore subject.
The one thing you're not supposed to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about. Perfect.
So, on religion.
Are you religious?
Me, no. I'm agnostic.
So you don't give a fuck?
Mm-mm.
You don't think about death ever?
Nope.
Never?
Don't really give a shit.
So if you die, what happens?
I don't know. I'll find out when I get there.
I used to be that way. I used to be that way before ayahuasca. I was totally agnostic. I was raised Catholic. Then my mom went through this crazy spell of, I'm going to find myself, and we're going to go to Assembly of God. We're going to go to Baptist. We're going to go Southern Baptist. We're going to go to Episcopal. We're going to go to, of course, Catholic.
Filipino churches.
Every church under the sun. So I've been to almost every church except for a synagogue. Never been to a synagogue. In her search of trying to find herself. But I was like you, totally agnostic.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
I mean, I'm not religious.
No one knows. No one can't come back.
Yeah.
that
or maybe nobody wants to come back.
Or that's true. What about you, brother?
What question are you asking me?
Are you religious?
No.
What's your faith? What happens when you die?
What happens when you die? I don't really know, but
Comma.
Butts are for pooping. I think you might. I think you have a soul, and you right now are not the entire you that you are. Your soul is who you are. And your soul is an accumulation of time-space compressed into a meat puppet that helps you exist here.
Okay.
In this dimension.
So, when this dies, meat body.
Yeah.
You become your full you.
Yeah.
Which is nothingness combined with
everythingness.
All the things.
Okay.
So, hopefully, when you die,
you go home.
Yeah, you just go home, I guess.
Where's
That's
home?
a nice way to put it.
What's home?
Everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Right in between the middle of existing and non-existing.
So you're in purgatory.
Why would that be purgatory?
Because that's in the middle. Between existing and non-existing.
Well, why are you giving it such a gross name?
Yeah, I mean, according to like Christianity and stuff, of course.
Yeah.
You become part of the all, which is everything.
That's what you're describing is purgatory.
Well,
according to what?
According to religion.
Well, according to one religion.
One religion. Yeah. Christianity.
You just make it sound like a bad place.
There's one theory.
Purgatory's not a bad name.
That there's levels. And I'm not talking about Buddhism. Like if you go to look at some of the YouTube stuff, spirit science, there's levels of enlightenment.
Yeah. The third one is Jesus enlightenment or Christ.
Yeah. And then you climb almost like a ladder until you get to where everyone's a god, basically. I mean, that's one theory. What's interesting is all the physicists and scientists used to be atheist or agnostic. Now there's kind of two big divisions. There's one group of physicists that think that they've proven that this is a matrix. We live in the matrix. This is a computer simulation.
There are people over in, I almost said Napa Valley, but that's wine. Where's the wine area of smart people?
Oh, Silicon Valley.
That's what I said. That are trying to figure out how to break out of the matrix. So super duper intelligent people.
Well, the other half, besides the people that think we're in the matrix, all of a sudden, all these physicists and super scientists are starting to almost become spiritual because what they're trying to, or at least what they're coming up with in some of their theories, is other dimensions, eternal life, souls, So back to the agnostic thing. So I was totally agnostic. What are you drinking?
Diamond's Peak.
Fucked hard.
I don't have a cup.
Whoa, I'm drinking that water.
Anyway, so
Trash water tastes the same as regular water.
when I went to Peru and did 3 sessions of ayahuasca, I got the living shit kicked out of me, and I saw stuff I wasn't prepared to see, stuff I still can't comprehend or put my head around. But it seemed to me, what was really weird is I went to at least 5 planes, dimensions, worlds, whatever, with entities, some of which noticed me when I showed up. Some were oblivious, some were like welcoming, some were just like, meh. And all were different, all had different languages, all had different cultures. And a few of them, I got a feeling of infinite, like, boredness. Like they lived spiritually without this meat puppet, as you described it, in this infinite soul state forever. And eventually eternity drove them mad. And it seemed like they were coming up with weird-ass games and amusements, which, in my mind, or most people would consider almost perverted or disgusting. But it's like these fuckers were so bored out of their gourd because they live forever. It was really weird. And then it was almost like this entity took me like Ghost of Christmas Past or something. Here, look at this. Here, look at that. I never saw what that was, but there was something like a guide. Why it was showing me all these weird places, I don't know. And a lot of people argue, hey, you're having a hallucinatory experience and your brain's just making this shit up. I would disagree. I think the people who talk about hallucinogens and say that that's your brain just making shit up, one, most of those people have never done it. Let's start there. And 2, I don't think I'm that fucking creative. I don't know how I could make up some of that stuff. I mean, it was so beyond anything I've ever considered or thought of or pretended or whatever. To me, it felt real. And, you have a feeling, you have a gut feeling. You got to trust your gut. But anyway, what I came out of it with is kind of like what you're talking about is you don't die. So now I don't fear death.
I've always wanted to know
what happens. Who knows if but a weird thing, a weird feeling that I got is, and this is where you and I guess differ a little bit, is it seemed like a lot of these places seemed jealous of the meat puppet, this thing, because we feel and we have emotions. They seemed, some seemed like we were a trinket, like we were a novelty. Some were almost like
just one stop, man. Maybe we're just one stop on the way to get there.
But what I'm saying is some of these things, some of these whatever, seem to be envious. I got a feeling of, oh, that's cool, because
or we could be like what Hindus believe, reincarnated.
Well, and some people think this is hell. Some people think that you're living out your sins.
Did you say that at me?
No, I think you said that one time.
I thought you said that at me.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We're
on hell right now. We just have to make the best of it.
I think the craziness of it all is there's people that have some kind of weird belief in, I don't know, pick a religion, Hindu, Judaism, Christianity, whatever, and they're completely closed to accepting anything outside whatever their dad or mom or grandparents taught them. And they're willing to die for it and kill other people for it.
I don't know.
That blows my mind.
I heard it from Christopher Hitchens, but I think he just was quoting somebody else. So I'm just going to have to quote Christopher Hitchens. He said, everyone who is religious is an atheist minus one religion. Theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Pretty weird, man.
to me,
What was I asking earlier today? Oh, yeah. How many religions right now stem from the Bible? And how
3.
many of them are radically different
3.
from each other? There's only 3 religions that use the Bible?
Yeah, Judaism, Muslims, and Christianity all stem from a single source.
The Bible. Like the Bible.
The Bibles too. It would be Judaism and Christianity, but Christianity
What
has
about Catholics?
7. Well, that's
Christianity has like 500 different versions. You have Catholic,
you've got
Southern
Protestant
Baptist
versus Catholic.
Yeah.
You've got Episcopal. You got Orthodox.
How is one thing able to be
Methodist.
interpreted in so many different fashions? And here's my favorite part: none of them are wrong.
Exactly.
How is that? How is that a thing?
That's the craziness about Christianity, and all the Christians. We're going to get hate mail on probably this podcast for sure.
I mean, I feel like that's like reading Moby Dick and coming up with 5,000 different
in
reasons
general.
to follow
Let me break it down. In general, when you have Christianity, they all supposedly believe in the Bible. Okay, Catholics believe primarily in Old Testament, which is, I mean, there's 2 books of the Bible. There's the Old Testament, there's the New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Catholics believe kind of in the fire, brimstone, you're going to burn in hell type of God.
Yeah.
And then Protestants primarily believe in the New Testament. The funny thing is, the different divisions that you're talking about, whether you're Assembly of God, whether you're Seventh-day Adventists, whether you're whatever you are, they cherry pick. They pick and choose
at the Bible.
Yeah, they pick and choose which chapters that they're going to focus on, and they ignore the rest. For instance, so technically, if you're Christian, technically you cannot eat pork. Period. End of story.
Can't eat shrimp.
Well, I thought you could eat things that had scales.
You can't eat shrimp. Shrimp is a sin.
What?
Yeah.
Huh.
You can eat fish.
So,
but you can't eat oysters. You can't eat crustaceans. You can't eat crabs. You can't eat.
They're considered bottom dwellers. You can't eat those.
Yeah.
But this is how.
You're not supposed to wear. You're not supposed to wear clothes with mixed fibers. Yeah. Why the fuck that's in the Bible? I don't know, but it is.
I believe how the Bible is. How I look at the Bible is it's just a book. It's a book written by some dude. You could probably get it on Amazon audiobooks. Who cares?
Dude, here's the deal. It's not written by some dude.
Get it.
You can't get it in audiobook,
by guess who?
Who?
James Earl Jones.
Buying it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I love the Bible.
But listen, the Bible.
Darth Vader.
The Bible consists of many books, right? Yeah. You've got Job. You've got, Genesis. You've got blah, blah, blah.
The only thing I've ever done
Job
with
is my favorite. It's fucked up.
Is that I ripped out pages and rolled joints with it because it is surprisingly very epically awesome.
Did the same thing. Air high five. Yeah.
But anyway, so there was a group
that would make me smarter
of bishops in like Constantinople, right, Istanbul, that decided which books would make the cut.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't realize that it was the canonization or whatever, and so there was thousands of books of the Bible, and the ones that were left out are now they call it the Gnostic texts, right? Which are books that didn't make the cut. A lot of those books, crazy enough, had Christianity as a matriarchal religion, not a patriarchal religion.
Yeah.
So women were held at a higher standard. But all these dudes in this hard-legged sausage festival decided, oh, that book doesn't count. And, that book doesn't count.
And another thing that is, a lot of the Christian holidays, such as Christmas and such on,
they're pagan.
They're paganism.
They're totally pagan.
They're paganism.
Christmas is the biggest one.
Oh, yeah. That's not, Jesus was not, I don't care who believes it. And I hate when I see my friends put the little, where the wise men came, the little figurines.
The nativity scene.
Because that didn't happen.
Santa Claus himself was a pagan.
Yeah, he's a pagan god.
Yeah. So the very image of Santa Claus, the whole mistletoe thing is pagan. Mm-hmm. The Christmas tree is pagan. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Easter is basically a pagan.
It's a pagan religion. Yeah.
Here's what I want to talk about. Why? What is Satan? What is the devil? What is that?
Well,
is it the
how
same
the
for all of
Christians-
us?
yeah. If you listen,
I mean, all of us. Is it the same for all people of religion?
no, absolutely
Does
not.
the devil exist in all religions?
No.
So then, what's the devil? Who's the devil?
If you listen to Christianity, the devil is the perfect angel.
Yeah.
It's basically
God's favorite
God's
angel.
right hand guy.
Yeah.
Lucifer,
the number 2, right?
got kicked out of heaven
Yeah.
because
Do you
he
know why?
wanted God. He wanted the same amount of praise that God was getting
No.
because he was just as beautiful.
No,
No, that's
No.
not how it was.
no, not at all. Lucifer was kicked out for sticking up for man.
Mm-hmm.
God was being a hard ass and beating the shit out of man, fire and brimstone and shit.
Hmm.
And Lucifer stood up for man.
And got cast down to hell. Well, created hell, pretty much.
Yeah, Earth.
Yeah.
Baboon.
But Hindus,
Where do we live at?
Hindus
Hell.
have
Hell on
a
earth.
whole
Whoop, whoop.
slew of semi-evil, warlike,
You have
gods.
a war god, a lot of war god, god of destruction, god of war.
Right.
I mean, you got a
What?
list.
Buddhism has no evil. There is no Lucifer in Buddhism.
There just is.
Well,
There
there's
just isness.
kind of. I mean, there's you're supposed to be on a path, and through that path, you face trials and tribulations. They don't associate like an entity to cause negativity, right?
Here's what.
Just the world has negativity, it has positivity, and you're supposed to follow the middle way.
Mm-hmm.
And extremes of any side are wrong, according to Buddhists.
to one of the things in the Tao. I guess
Now we're
a
breaking
line?
down.
Was that I think the Earth reviews all humans or all things. Is it all humans or all things? I'm
All
butchering the
things.
shit out of this. Basically, super summary pararizing. Okay. Anywho,
Paraphrase.
Paraphrasing,
That's what I said. Come on,
summarizing.
guys.
Jesus.
Jeez, why is nobody listening to me right now? God damn. The world views all people as straw dogs.
Okay, define scroll.
Yeah, please. For the us and the viewers.
what I
For the
think
children
w-
listening to this at home.
Oh my God, there is no children listening to this.
They have a bark like a dog would, like a voice, but ultimately they're nothing. They're dust in the wind. They're straw dogs. They can speak,
Is that Kansas?
but don't
Kansas
really.
is Dustin Green?
Yeah, it's Kansas.
I tried not to say that, but it just fucking zooped
Might
right
get
in
shot
there,
down
and
for
I was
copyright
like, God
now.
damn it!
Copyright's getting us. Thanks.
Okay, can we all
Jackass.
agree? Can we all agree that
I feel like
that killing someone for ideology is beyond barbaric and ignorant and just immature? Just because you don't believe what I believe, all of a sudden I kill you or I hate you or it just makes no. I don't give a fuck
okay. Here's
whether
why
your
that-
favorite
here's
color is
why I-
blue or
okay.
yellow or whatever.
Um.
You're allowed to believe what you want to believe. I don't care.
Yeah, but
That's how I am. I don't care.
But
Don't try to get me into your religion,
Yeah.
and I
If-
won't bitch about yours.
if people are as equally good as they are equally bad, then there has to be some way for people to release their evil. And I feel through a congregation of people believing in the same thing, those people accumulatively can release their equally evil on people who do not believe on the equally good that they all believe in.
Okay, that was complex, but I understand it.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Did
That
I
makes
say that
sense.
right?
Completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely.
Okay, cool.
I
I don't remember why I said that, but there it is.
Oh, it was good. It was brilliant.
This is another
Yeah, I
moonshine.
mean, I get it, but
like, there's no way. I feel like the only way for people to ever be able to get along is when they speak the same language. Even in countries where people do speak the same language, there's still turmoil.
Well, they're saying
So
that.
imagine the turmoil that takes place when I can't communicate with you.
Well, you know what you're talking about, right?
And these group of people cannot communicate with these group of people. And these people
Well,
cannot
you're talking about
communicate with these
globalism,
group of
pretty
No,
much.
no.
Almost.
You know what you're talking about?
Talking about one language.
Yeah, but you know what you're talking about?
English?
No. The Tower of Babel. You know that story?
I was going to say the internet next.
No. The Tower of Babel.
Mhm.
Do you know that story?
I feel like you told it to me before.
So the Tower of Babel, at one time, supposedly, everyone, the entire world spoke one language.
Wasn't that Sanskrit?
And they were building a tower
You got a tattoo on my neck
to reach God.
in Sanskrit.
Right? What does that sound like? Kind of sounds like technology today.
It kind of sounds like the internet.
Exactly. So humans got so good.
Boom, boom. Guess what?
That we were close
Maybe
to discovering.
that's why we're getting closer to realizing we're in the Matrix.
We got, supposedly the Tower of Babel story is we all spoke one language and we were building this tower and we were going to reach God. We were going to reach heaven with this tower, the Tower of Babel.
Mm.
And what happened is God was like, oh, fuck, they're getting close. They're about to figure out who I am, or they're going to be me or whatever. And so that's where all the languages, supposedly God came down and said, fuck that shit. Boom. And then there was like 7,000 languages. And then because of the 7,000 languages, we couldn't communicate.
Scientists are saying now that in the next 20 to 30 years, there will only be 3 languages.
But isn't that a crazy
one of
story?
them's definitely going to be Mandarin.
It'll be Mandarin,
whatever
English, and I think Spanish or French. I can't remember.
Spanish.
Probably Spanish.
Spanish for sure. Yeah.
There's a whole continent that does that.
Yeah.
Trump, border, wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Here's my deal. I'm gonna throw a weird word out. Enlightenment.
Mm.
So to me,
We are all Buddha.
Boring.
right? to me, the
God
more
damn it,
the
I was
more
gonna do
ignorant
that.
the more ignorant you are, the more uneducated. This is gonna be controversial. The more ignorant and uneducated you are, the more fervently religious you are,
I don't think that
and the
is
more fundamentalist you are.
equally
And I think,
under the same.
well, think about it. Most professors are atheists.
Yeah, most scientists are atheists.
So most people who get educated eventually realize that religion, just because you believe something and I don't believe it, the more intelligent I become, the more I realize that you're allowed to believe what you want to believe. Now, if I'm ignorant
But
and I'm backward,
you're talking about the path of enlightenment.
well, I'm talking about education.
Education or enlightenment?
Both.
Well,
Both. Enlightenment, to me, is when you... Enlightenment can take many paths. Taoism, Buddhism,
Mhm.
Hinduism. Anyone can be... A Christian can be enlightened.
Yeah.
And to me...
there's Buddhists who are enlightened who
Yeah.
live in the society now.
I mean, to me, if you ever...
Everyone's Buddha,
And I follow...
according to Buddha.
right?
We're all Buddha.
I follow the Dalai Lama on Facebook.
Are you
Dude,
Buddha?
the dude is freaking everything he says. You can't argue with anything he says. Every single quote that he has is like common sense times 1,000, where it kicks you in your nutsack. I mean, it's like it's undeniable. And he's so peaceful and he's so just matter of fact, but he's jovial. He has like this complete comical approach to all humanity.
The Dalai Lama,
Yeah.
when he does interviews with people,
Right.
and if at any point in time he's having an interview with somebody or someone's coming to do an interview with him and he's having some bad feng shui with that person, he will deuces them out.
Nice. I don't,
like, oh,
I don't,
hey,
I don't need
you
that
know,
bad energy.
Sorry, bro.
Speaking of
but
bad energy,
you got nothing for me. I got nothing for you. I can see your mind gate is closed. I'm not going to breach that. Not wasting my time.
but on the topic of
Please
bad
enjoy
energy,
yourself on the walk out.
I think all 3 of us have dealt with the D word, not penis or dick. It's
I was gonna
depression.
say, that's not a D word. That's a P word.
Oh,
I was being
is it time to cross topics now?
thanks for the segue. Yeah, we
Speaking
all
of segues, balls,
So we're going to split this and
nutsack, segue.
Oh no, it's all going to be one thing.
Oh, Man, I really wish I knew where I was going with the straw dogs.
All right, let's talk about depression.
Depression. We all three of us have dealt with some sort of depression, whether it has to do with relationships, mental disabilities.
Mental disorders. I don't even know if that's a real thing.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I don't know if
think
it's a real thing because
head.
I don't even.
I think it's just what society puts in your head that you think you have a mental disability.
Yeah. The only thing that I ever took out of my numerous psychiatrist visits were when she asked me how much I think of dying.
Whoa, bro.
And I told her, at least a couple times a day. And she looked up from her clipboard and she gingerly looked me in the eyes and said, and I was like, okay.
Maybe I'm smarter than you.
Okay, here's
Bitch, maybe I know we live in the motherfucking Matrix and I don't want to be in this bitch.
what if
If
you think about, and this is going to be a weird, probably dirt road. If you think about people who have committed suicide recently, I
feel like that's a terrible thing to do, but that takes an enormously strong person to do that.
I think so too.
what, suicide?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of will. You have to have no hope.
If you think about famous people, and if you think about the situations that created that, right? If you think about Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, if you think about these people, there's a common denominator there.
What's that guy's name?
Robin Williams.
Super funny. Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, he had a mental disorder too.
Well, there's a common denominator there. Most of these people are very empathic. They're very innocent. They're very open. They're very honest. They're very loving. And what happens is this world is very toxic in general. Society is very mechanistic. It's very cold. It's very fast. It's money, 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 money. And so when people get caught up in that, especially creative type people, right? If I'm a musician, if I'm an artist, if I'm someone like that that's creating, I'm an innocent person. All of a sudden I get sucked into this capitalism fucking whirlwind tornado. And I realize, and I look around at all these people and I realize I don't have friends. These people don't love me, right? They're just using me for my talent. And then inevitably that creates a lot of suicide, dude. That creates a ton of suicide. And so, I mean, I hate to get into the whole lizard people, Illuminati, whatever, but there seems to be two camps living on this world. There seems to be one camp that feeds on chaos and greed and money. Yeah. And there seems to be another camp that just wants to live. Wants to fucking eat, play music, camp, do whatever they do. But there seems to be two distinct camps. There's one that feeds on the other.
Yeah.
And that causes depression. That causes anxiety. That causes stress.
But they both exist inside of each other. With each other.
I'm not sure I believe that.
Well,
I'm not sure I believe that. There seems to be
there has to be a fuel to the fire.
Yeah. Something that provokes it, starts it.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, what you're talking about...
Evil lives inside good, and good lives inside evil.
Yeah, in perfection. But we don't live in perfection.
No.
So what happens is... I think
this is the only thing we've got. How do we not know that this is not perfection?
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Perfection is a made-up word.
Perfection doesn't exist.
True.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, but imagine a video game. Okay?
Dope.
Imagine a video game.
Lit the bonfire.
Okay. So in that video game, you can choose characters. Mm-hmm. What character do you want to play? Do you want to play lizard people or do you want to play sheeple? And some people, I don't know that we necessarily choose that at birth, but we enter this meat puppet, and it seems to me that there's two types of characters on this planet. There's people that are aggressive, that are sadistic, that want war, that want money, that are psychopaths. And then there's people that are full of heart, full of love, full of, I don't want to fuck over anyone else. I mean, there seems to be two distinct camps. Now, in theory, both of those live in one person, but I think that's at the end. We're not at the end. We're in the middle. We're living this now. And there's two distinct camps. We're not both. There seems to be, I mean, some people are closer to that than others, right? There's a spectrum. There's a scale. But dude, I've seen people that are pure fucking cold. I've lived with them. I've worked with them. I've seen them. I've talked to them. They don't give a fuck about other
like
people.
What that is just the two camps you're talking about. To me, when I hear it, is people who outwardly express emotion and people who inwardly express emotion.
No, beyond that.
Towards themselves.
No, beyond that.
Because that's where I feel where evil comes from.
I disagree. I disagree.
Vainness.
I disagree.
Because they're not being evil to be evil, they're being evil to get ahead.
No. I know people that are completely fucking innocent,
Some
good
people are just
they don't want to step on anyone.
Yeah.
They love people. They genuinely love people. They think of people other than them, just them fucking selves.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck just only about themselves. They genuinely care about other people. And I also know other people that do not give a fuck about anyone but their own fucking selves.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are two types of different entities.
Okay, look, the only reason I'm saying this is because I have a friend who doesn't give a fuck about anybody.
Okay.
Except himself.
Yeah.
Right.
But when we have, deep conversations, I feel a sadness in him that he cannot express that.
There's that. There's spectrums, but there's also people that I've known that meet that description, but there is no sadness. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But here's the thing. That's not wrong.
I didn't put any judgment on this. I didn't say right or wrong on anything. I'm just saying there's two camps.
Yeah.
There seems to be two camps.
There's people that are...
And every spectrum in between.
Just bitter and cold and don't give a shit. And there's people that genuinely care about other folks. That are genuinely caring. And that's not bitter or cold. Right. But there are people that exist who just don't care. They're just cold.
Just like there's people who think that of themselves as part of this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And they care about the environment, and they think of themselves as part of the whole. They care about creatures, they care about animals, and then I know people who do not give a fuck. They think of themselves as separate. They don't understand that trees provide them oxygen. Whoa. They don't give a fuck.
It's almost like a superiority complex in a sense.
We not know that we are separate, but here. And maybe originating from something different than the all that activated.
I mean, that's where you get into religion. That's where you get into theory. That's where people try to describe what happens when they die and why we're here and what the master plan is and blah, blah, blah. But to me, there seems to be, I still believe, and a lot of people think I'm a fucking idiot, I believe we're at a crossroads. I think this is a major historical pivotal time that we're all living in. And I think that the two sides are realizing that there's two sides.
I think that genuinely that we live in hell and we're allowed to own knowledge, but that's it.
Well, Christians say that knowledge is the root of all evil, basically.
The rest of it will continue to just be evil.
I think there's a cosmic battle. I think this is one
easier to be evil than it is to be nice.
I don't agree.
Being evil is easy.
No.
Being nice is hard.
For you. To me, being evil's hard.
To me, both is easy. I'm sorry.
Well, there you go. There's the spectrum.
Both
Yeah, to me, it's hard to be mean to someone. It hurts. I don't feel good. I feel tainted. I feel dirty. If I'm mean to someone or if I'm snapping at someone, which I do, if I'm wound too tight and I'm freaking bitter or grumpy or whatever, it leaves a residue. I don't want to be.
I don't have that issue.
I don't want to be that way.
But everybody's different.
Everyone is different.
Everybody is different. I don't have a problem to being mean to people, and I don't have a problem being nice to people either. It's very easy to do both.
I try to be as polite and cordial as I possibly
Yeah,
can.
everybody's has a easy and not so easy.
He's just like exploring. I think there's two camps.
I believe that. Yeah, that's definitely.
Are they Illuminati? Are they lizard? Who the fuck knows? But I mean, look at Standing Rock. Look at the dudes that are wearing the riot gear, that are firing rubber bullets and fucking.
You don't think they have remorse for that?
Flashbangs?
Yeah.
No, I think no.
Yeah.
I think,
But
dude,
that's
they've taken pictures. Some of these guys are smiling. They're shooting 70-year-old women and 14-year-old girls.
But we don't know the information that they're hearing.
That doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
No, it doesn't.
You're shooting unarmed,
I don't care
innocent
what
people.
information you tell me. If you put me in a situation and you say, shoot Sean right now in the face, I'm going to feel bad. Even if you tell me Sean's the devil, even if you tell me Sean's done this, that, or the other, and he's broken the law, or he's, what, I'm still going to feel bad at the end of the day. When I go to bed at night, no matter what you've told me, no matter what kind of propaganda,
Because everything that's going to be going on in your head is going to be like, what if? What if they were bullshitting me? What if they were lying?
And
what if he was a good person?
I believe there's some people who don't feel bad. They go to bed and they don't think twice about it.
That's because they think they're doing the right thing.
And that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
That's fucked up.
When you're shooting people that's unarmed and protesting peacefully.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, look at what the Nazis were able to do.
But I totally want to hear what their briefings are before I judge these people.
Okay.
On being
so
good
what
or
about
bad.
What about the guards that were in Auschwitz that were watching all the Jews go into furnaces and they were burning people in furnaces?
Burning people, gassing people.
Or me?
No, I'm asking you.
That's what I'm saying. That the thought that would go through for me. Sorry, dude. It's either you die or I die.
So if I told you to kill someone, you would kill someone just because?
No, that's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, that's what they were doing.
That is not. They were in a concentration camp run by super duper dictator Germany.
Right.
That were murdering people.
Right.
Through the masses.
So as a guard,
if your government is murdering people, and then saying, "Hey, murder these people,"
you would do it.
And if you don't, you get murdered.
Would you do it?
I would murder those people.
Really?
Yes.
I would leave that country.
Well,
or die trying.
How are you supposed to do that if you're already balls deep in the military?
I'm never that balls deep. That's the thing.
But you're talking about
the thing.
We're talking about you being in that position.
Yeah.
I'm talking about those people being in that position.
Well, you asked
me
me personally.
Are already in that position,
and I think
they
they're
are already in.
I think they're sheeple.
The government, military,
they're sheeple,
whatever.
And that's why no one should be that deep in any government, any ideology, any statism. We should all think as human beings. Fuck a flag. Fuck a nation.
Yep.
Fuck what some other person tells me to do.
But how will you rally the people?
I don't give a fuck. I have my own. I have my own moral compass.
But you're talking about individuals.
Yes,
I'm talking about groups of people.
Groups of people should have their own moral compass.
You cannot lead groups of people without an ideology.
I disagree.
How else do you lead groups of people?
You don't have to lead groups of people.
Yeah, but there's
eventually
7 billion people on the planet in different countries. These different countries can't just say, whatever, we're just going to do nice things.
No.
Then people are going to go,
it's a spectrum.
Okay.
You grow.
Yeah. And how long have we existed as a world society functioning together? Hundreds of years?
Not that long.
maybe 100 years.
Oh, the U.S. specifically?
I meant the entire world working with each other.
We're still not working with each other.
I mean, but we have trade amongst the world.
Yeah, well,
we communicate with other
That's been
countries.
going on for several thousands of years.
Well, humans suck. And also,
Humans do
habits
suck.
are very hard to break.
I disagree.
That habits are hard to break? Especially habits that are encoded inside of us?
For most people, I just don't fit into that category of most people. I'm not a habitual person by nature.
But how many people are?
Yeah.
Too many, and that's the problem.
So then, if you have that many people who are that way, how do you give all of those people one direction?
Education. Growth.
Yeah.
Why he's looking at me for? I didn't do anything.
And something to rally behind.
Okay.
Those people have to find
let's
pride
rally
in something.
So let's rally behind goodness. Let's rally behind we're all the same. We all want oxygen. We all want food. We all want love. Fuck states. Fuck these imaginary lines and borders
Yeah, but that's
and
harder
weirdness.
to sell.
Yeah, you're not gonna get rid of
That cookie's harder to sell.
borders.
Everything
and lines.
is worth having is hard. If it's easy, it's not even worth having.
Yeah, but none of this is easy.
Yo,
Yeah.
man, quit fucking hitting the mic.
You ready? Yeah. I vote goodness.
I vote. I don't see how. I don't see any other. I mean, there could have been other things that have taken place throughout the course of history to make us better people, but I believe that the events that led up to now are so that the masses can be led forward.
By who? Do you want to be led?
Well,
By who?
by who?
Who's leading? Why are you allowed to lead?
We're all the accumulation of
Okay, man,
society
you're falling apart here.
is to go forward. Is
What's
to produce
Yeah, what is forward?
What is forward?
going to space.
Space. We've
That's,
already been to
Colonizing.
space.
that's the only goal. So let's fuck the planet. Let's kill every other species in our wake like a cancer. Let's fucking be like Sherman's March, just burn scorched earth policy. Let's kill everything on the planet just so we can go to space. You think that's our goal?
No, I think we have no goal. I think there is no goal. There is no reason to life at all.
None. Zero.
Zero, absolutely none.
Okay.
What is the point of living?
So if you're here,
Is to
what are you gonna do with it?
experience things.
what are you going to do with it?
Try to make it better for who's next.
Perfect.
And to make it better for who's next, unfortunately, is also on parallel with advancing technology.
So
I'm
making
confused.
it better for who's next means you need to try not to have as much war.
Maybe. But war also brings about money.
Money sucks. Money's
So-
stupid.
More things can take place.
So
because
nothing
the
can take
money-
place without money.
Not in the world we live in.
We're right back to the same spot.
Oh,
for the
man,
last
let's not go about
podcast.
topic of money. That was last episode.
Oh, I don't remember.
You capitalist pig.
I don't even fucking remember what I talked about 10 seconds ago. man.
Wow.
That's already
Come on,
gone.
we
bro.
came right back
Came
to the
right
same
back
spot.
to episode 1.
Exactly.
We are moving forward.
we ended
episode
exactly
2.
menace.
Come on.
How long have we got?
I don't even remember
46
what we
minutes
were
right now.
talking about.
Actually going pretty good.
I think
Editing's
we'll
gonna
grow
be a
out of
breeze.
some of this shit. You're a pessimist, dude. You're looking in the past. You're saying this is what people have done in the past.
Yeah, but you also tell me that history is cyclical.
It
So
is
why would I
cyclical.
not look to the past?
It is cyclical, but you can also grow. You learn from your mistakes and you don't repeat them. Ideally.
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 But
And that's what I choose to believe.
But history is cyclical.
It is.
So it will happen again.
In most cases, yes.
Are we allowed to break out of that?
Unfortunately. I hope. And I hope that's what we learn as we grow.
Has that taken place before?
What?
That we've broken out of things?
Have things stopped becoming cyclical?
Certain things, absolutely.
Like?
We used to think
couldn't
the
tell
world
you.
was flat. And we discovered technology.
Oh, yeah. Discover technology.
We used to think there were witches and we burned them. That changed.
Still are witches.
And if I find you, I'm going to set you on. In a lot of cultures, women were second-class citizens, weren't allowed to vote. That's changed.
That did change.
So yeah, and I think you have ups and downs, but in eventually, I think we're growing up. I think it's almost like, again, we're like, if you look at the human race as one entity, we're like 12 years old right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't look 10 years in the future and say you're going to act exactly like a 12-year-old. No, by then you're 22 and you're going to act a little bit differently. And I hope that's us as a society.
Well, the whole whole thing about society and the world as one entity is we're slowly going to start maturing.
I hope, and I hope part of that is eventually war's stupid.
Yeah, but where is the evil going to go?
Evil's always going to be around. You can't get rid of evil.
People are good. Both of those things exist within each other and at the same time. And if things are going to become better, both of those things have to go forward at the same rate.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree with that.
If too much evil arises, a bunch of good's going to come in.
But
and then once that bunch of good gets a foothold, a bunch of evil's going to come in.
Yeah, but you can't get rid of evil.
Things travel at the same pace.
Evil will never be gone. There will always be evil people. That's what I believe.
Yeah, but in general, I would hope that as a society, I mean, for instance, look at just the U.S.
But you can't have good without the evil.
Just listen. So there was a time in the past that everyone carried a 6-shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if someone smarted off, you shot them.
Yeah.
Okay. So as society, we have become more quote unquote civilized, and we don't do that anymore, right?
Yes, we do.
So ideally, we become
what's it? How many people have died in Chicago this year? 4,000?
Well, that's a
6,000?
That's a totally different
Still
scenario.
people shooting other people.
Yeah, but at a
ripping throats.
Way less scale.
5,000 or 500 throat rips. I told you.
You can't. I mean, I believe, yeah, it may be later in history we'll be more mature than what we were since the 1800s and back in the cowboy days.
What does that mean?
I don't know,
What do you
man.
mean more mature?
We've grown more civilized.
It's going to get more conniving?
So quit using the term evil for 1 second. Would you consider yourself now you're 20...
40.
You're 20...
40. 240.
26. He's 26.
You're 26.
Yes.
Do you feel you have a better grasp on what's right and wrong, or what's good and bad, or what's acceptable, unacceptable, whatever terms you want to use now than you did when you were 10?
Man.
That's I maybe set myself up for this question.
What?
Yeah, that's because I know the rules now. I didn't know the rules then.
Yeah, you set yourself up for this question.
Yeah.
What he's saying is the same thing with society.
Exactly.
You're gonna grow.
Yeah, but society is the
time.
one that makes the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are society.
But once
you
we
are
grow
society. I am society.
as a society,
It's a consensus. You and I agree on what society's going to be.
back in the day, we only had a sheriff per town, and we were allowed to kill people and collect a bounty.
I'm on to something. Okay, so you and I are society. We agree what society is going to be tomorrow. And we agree on what society is going to be next year. Just you and I. Let's say you and I are society.
Okay.
So we have a choice on what that future is going to look like. And this goes back to what I'm talking about. There's two camps. Because as I'm sitting with someone and I'm sitting there having this conversation, I personally want that future to be more inclusive. I want it to be more involved with nature. I want it to be less destructive. I want it to be no pollution, ideally. No war, ideally. I want to work to that goal, me personally. The problem is there seems to be a shit ton of people who don't have that vision of the future. And
I feel
that's
like
where
those
the two
people
camps
are
come
just being realistic. How
no.
difficult is it to get rid of a bad habit personally?
Do people quit smoking?
Yes, but how many people don't?
It happens.
It does. Yeah.
Okay. Is it worthwhile goal?
What?
Quit smoking.
Potentially.
Okay.
If you feel that way.
If a doctor came to you and said, listen, if you smoke one more cigarette, this is a bad question to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was already going to be, I would have lit it up right in the office.
Sean, if a doctor came to you and said, one more cigarette and you're going to lose both your nuts and you're going to die, would you quit?
Does it depends? Do I get money for the nuts?
No.
No, dude.
No
they
money,
just
you're just
straight.
gonna lose them.
Oh, so they just disintegrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't get any money.
Right.
Can I donate my sack?
No.
Nobody wants it.
I mean,
You smoke.
Would you quit?
Okay, so I lose my nuts and my legs,
And you die.
and I die.
Would you quit?
Then what? Why didn't you just say I just died?
Would you quit?
Yeah.
Okay. So look at society.
Mm-hmm.
We are destroying coral reefs. We're destroying oxygen. We're destroying the rainforest. Dude, we are doing some destructive fucking shit, and the doctor's telling us don't do that shit. And there's some people that are just so dumb that they're doing it anyway. It makes no sense. That's self-destructive. And by the way, if we do that, we're not going to get to Mars. We're not going to go anywhere because we're going to fucking be extinct. We are so stupid as a species, we may end up killing ourselves and everyone with us.
We have already made photosynthesis be able to take place inside of man-made objects.
Okay. If one person right now, do you realize how close we've come to nuclear war on multiple occasions? Who gives a fuck what technology we have if we're that stupid and we just blow ourselves up?
What is the place in the Middle East that we keep having negotiations with, who's trying to do nuclear stuff?
North Korea.
Iran.
Is it Iran?
Iran.
No,
Yeah,
Middle
and they
East.
won't let us in
Outside.
their buildings, but they're like, we're not making nuclear bombs.
Yeah. But we're saying do as I say, not as I do, because we fucking got nuclear bombs.
Well, not according to Trump. Trump wants them to say fuck up, say fuck you, do whatever you want, and Japan, fuck you, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You guys need to take
build a wall.
That's brilliant.
Build a wall.
That's brilliant. Let's throw all kinds of wild cards in the scenario. Let's everyone have nuclear weapons and see what the fuck happens. That's
Trump.
my point. Is there stupid fucking people on this
but
planet?
at that point, it just becomes a Mexican standoff.
No pun
Yeah.
intended.
Yeah, but
And then once it becomes a Mexican standoff, the only thing that can take place is everybody dies or everybody sits down and negotiates.
Or builds a
So
wall.
why don't we let it get to the point where our only two options is death or talking?
because it's a huge gamble. And
So was making a nuclear bomb, period.
and I disagree with that as well.
I mean, everything's 50-50.
Hindsight's 20/20.
That's 40.
I wouldn't want to
I
risk
don't
it.
know.
I wouldn't want to risk it.
Feel like you have a
I
pure
think-
heart,
I think
but you
I think
are not
cooler.
taking in consideration the evil people.
No, I am. I'm just wanting them to go away. I'm
Yeah, but
wanting
they're
us to
never gonna
outnumber
go
them.
away, because if those evil people go away, then your good heart means nothing.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, because it has nothing to compare to.
I'm not here to compare.
Yeah. But it won't mean anything. Your goodness won't be good because there is nothing to say that it is good.
What? Okay. Again, a video game.
Yeah.
What if
Lit the
everyone?
bonfire.
What if everyone in the video game had a pure heart? Could the video game exist?
Then you kill somebody and you take their hearts.
No. Could the video game exist? Yes, absolutely.
Then what would be the point of the game?
Then who would buy it?
That's the evilness coming in.
Yeah, there would be no point to the game.
I wouldn't play it.
If you bought a video game and
You
it
guys
was
are
just
sick fucks.
it was just
Sick
you
fucks.
walking through places.
Yeah, it's called Journey. There's a video game called Journey, and there's no war, there's no
Yeah,
shooter up.
There's
A lot
still
of
bad
people
guys
play
in
it.
it, dipshit. I
A
play
lot
it.
of people play it.
I have it.
Journey?
Yeah, there's bad people in it.
Not well.
There's
There's
monsters.
Those, yeah, there's those monster things.
Yeah, so there's still evil.
Evil.
There's always an antagonist.
Always. Or else it gives nothing purpose.
Yeah.
You cannot have beauty without ugly. You cannot have lightness
Well,
without darkness.
right now the world is too fucking ugly, and I would like it to be a little bit more beautiful. And that's all I'm saying. Throw down the mic.
Well, man,
That can happen.
it can happen,
But it has to
but it
happen at
might
the
be a shitty
individual
video
level.
game.
Well, I'd rather that happen.
I'd rather play video games, man. I'm sorry. Guess suck.
Oh man. I feel like I'm being a spokesperson for evil people, but you know.
But you can't get rid of evil. It's
can't
just
get
not
rid of-
I
gonna
didn't
happen.
say I'm trying to get rid of evil. I've never said that.
You can't get rid of anything.
But
Everything has
I
to
have a goal.
progress forward together, or else nothing will take root.
Okay,
It's
so
how I
what?
feel.
So what's your stance on Standing Rock? Is that okay? Is it okay just to shoot people? Is it okay to? Well, is it okay?
I
to
don't
allow?
think no. I don't
So what's
think
your
that's
stance?
okay.
What's your stance?
But also, I don't know what's taking place over there
What?
from
Sure you do.
the perspective of the people who are doing it.
Rock.
If they're not doing that, do they lose what they have?
what do you mean if they're not doing that?
Yeah, they pretty much do.
You're a police officer.
Yep.
You've been a police officer for 20 some years.
Yep.
You're going to retire next year.
Yep.
Hey man, you need to put on this riot gear and you need to go throw some flashbangs at these people
I'm taking early retirement.
or you're going to lose everything. No, that's it. Either do this or you lose everything.
I'm losing everything.
Even Doug said he'd put
Well,
his
that's
gun
not
down
how
and walk
people-
away.
I'm losing everything.
That's not all people.
You don't have to work at the liquor store.
Yeah, but that's not all people. Some people are going to go, wow,
Yep.
I worked 20 years. Well, you know what? I'm really sorry, but unfortunately, I've got to do me because
Dude. That is
that's
so
how the
fucked
world
up.
works.
No.
The world works.
No, it's because people
you do you so you can
No.
get where you want to go.
That's ignorant. It's selfish.
I see what he's
and
saying.
it's fucking
though.
evil.
What he's saying
Yeah.
is
And it
sometimes
exists on the planet.
And it
sometimes
shouldn't.
people do shit
but
to get
then your
ahead.
goodness wouldn't
And it
exist.
shouldn't.
But you can't have one without the other.
I think you can.
Yeah, but
I
But
think
okay,
that should
look.
be our goal.
you don't
It
have
should
one.
it should be our goal.
It can't exist though. It
Yeah,
can't
It
happen.
should be our goal, though.
I mean, it could be your goal all
It
you
can
want it to
be,
be, but it's
yeah.
not plausible.
Yeah.
It is plausible.
No, it's not.
I
How
think
is
it's
it plausible?
No.
I think it's plausible.
That's like saying that you want to have sun all the time, but no shadows. Impossible.
Yeah, that's pretty much what
okay.
you're saying.
Society has said murder is no good, and now there's a law that says no murder,
Mm-hmm.
and there's punishment if you do murder.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't we, using that same logic, say, you know what? Cops, regardless of the fucking retirement plan, shouldn't pick on innocent citizens. Make that a new law. Poof.
Okay.
We did it with murder. Why can't we do it?
Yeah, that's because there are different people speaking to those people those police officers.
Okay. At one time, it was okay to beat the fuck out of a black person,
Yeah.
and it was okay to hang them.
Mhm.
And guess what? As society, we said, that's stupid. Let's change.
Mhm.
All I'm saying is, what's happened at Sandrock, stupid. Let's fucking change. It's happened before. It's going to happen again.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop
We
people
grow.
getting beat.
We progress.
Yeah.
People still get killed.
We progress.
I understand that. I'm not arguing against you at all. I'm just giving you the perspective of what's taking place on the other side.
yeah, and it's wrong.
Maybe, but here's
What he's
I
saying
think.
is they probably know it's fucking wrong.
Maybe
They
maybe
know they're
don't.
doing wrong.
Maybe
they
they
just
don't.
don't give a shit.
Maybe that which is worse.
Yeah.
Being
But
ignorant
that's
that
the
you're
thing.
doing wrong
People
or
like that
knowing.
exist. We can't live without those type of people.
We
There's going to be
can
shit people.
live without those type of people.
You can put more
And as
laws
a-
to enforce cops on doing things, such things as what is illegal, what they're doing.
So basically, what I'm hearing,
Words.
and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm hearing, fuck it, let's just lay on our ass and let society just do whatever it does.
No, we're not
let's
saying
not have
that.
let's
What
not have
I'm
a positive
saying
impact
No, no, no,
whatsoever.
no, no.
is you
let's throw
can't
our hands
have
I'm
up.
just saying,
one without the other.
Yeah.
You can't have good and no evil.
That's not the argument. The
That
argument
is my
is
argument.
That's what the argument's been
No.
about.
Yeah.
The argument, in my perspective, is we should always strive for better. It's like continuous improvement.
Maybe. But you're saying always strive for better.
Yes.
Those people who are for the pipeline think that they are fighting for better. And they are fighting the Native Americans who are against everyone else doing something better.
Yeah,
evil
that's-
is
I mean, he
so
has-
perspective.
poisoning water is better?
No, what
Maybe
he's
they
saying,
don't think that that's going to happen.
all right, look.
It does happen.
No, what he's saying is,
I'm not arguing
Hold on.
for it or against
on.
it.
What-
I am just telling you
what he's
There
saying.
are
the people
facts.
who are doing it.
But there are facts.
Yeah, but the people who are telling
There
the
comes a
other
point
people,
in time
Hold on.
where
Okay, let Sean
ideology
go.
Hold
is
on.
not
Let Sean
left
go.
or
Hold on.
right.
Hold
there
on.
are facts.
Hold on. What he's saying, and
I know
I've
what he's
seen
saying.
that, is on the pipeline side, the people for it see the economic growth, which there is
Only.
none. No, wait.
Only.
Yeah, which is the economic growth, and then the pipeline people that are against it see the true facts that it's bad for the environment, it's destroying drinking water. So one side thinks it's right, the other side thinks it's right.
Okay.
So
So,
they're- so-
no, time out. You
You're-
spoke. It's my turn.
Yeah.
So you're being the fucking CNN media, which says this side says this side says that. The media doesn't tell anyone what the truth is, and sometimes there is truth.
No,
The truth.
it's just
let me finish.
perspective. That's
No,
what we're talking
bullshit.
about. Yeah.
Asbestos causes cancer. In the past, I may be XYZ company and I make asbestos. And in my mind, asbestos is good because it helps protect people from fire.
Yeah, but we're
But
not
the
talking
fact
about
is,
that, though.
it is the same. It's the same principle. The facts come out eventually that asbestos causes cancer. At that time, one of us, we need to make a choice. No,
afterwards for
No.
getting cancer.
okay, but
from
listen,
asbestos.
listen.
Mm.
At a point in time, you have to fucking make a decision on what side you're going to be in. You're going to eventually, you can't be neutral forever.
Yes,
Okay?
you
You bullshit. There will come a time in your life, my life, in your life, that you will have to pick a side. And you're going to have a moral compass on what is right and what is wrong. And as a cop, you live with that decision every day. When you pull your gun, you have to make a split decision on what is right and what is wrong. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And there needs to be morality. And a cop needs to be morality. It's not just about a job, and it's just not about money. We all should be more moral as a society, is my argument.
Yeah, but
If you know
Yeah, but
asbestos
the
causes
people-
cancer, you shouldn't fucking make
But
it no
maybe
more.
the people who are fighting for the pipeline believe that they are being moral.
Okay, I'm not talking about belief. Eventually, facts
that's
come
what
out.
we were talking about.
But eventually,
yeah, but
facts
this is
come
what's
out.
going on right now.
We're talking
There's
about
a
perspective.
battle between these
Yep.
people, and both people
And the
think that
fact
they
is,
are right.
pipelines leak.
Yes,
And the fact is, fossil fuels should be and are going to be obsolete.
So you guys are
Yes.
talking about two different things.
The fact is, the oil pipeline is on the wrong side of history.
You're talking about
I will
two
tell you,
different
whoever-
fucking things.
whoever loses
Wow.
is going to be on the wrong side of history because history is written by the winners.
Exactly.
True.
So if the police win, the Native Americans were on the wrong side. The Native Americans win, the police were on the wrong side.
You know what? If the police win, humanity loses.
Maybe.
No, not
No,
maybe.
he's right.
Maybe.
Humanity
Not
pretty much
maybe.
loses.
Not maybe.
I don't know.
You do know.
Well, I don't know.
If you
I don't know
poison
what's gonna
water,
I don't know
that's
what's going to
wrong.
take place. Maybe us poisoning that water brings us to a level in which that we can harvest salt water.
What? We can already do that.
No, we can't.
Yeah, you
Or
can.
else
You
we'd be-
can do that.
or else
You
we-
can
or
purify
else-
no, because
salt
it's all
water.
about
Or-
money.
or else
that's
people
your
would be
fucking
drinking-
That's your fucking hard on money.
That's
You-
just how the world works,
It's
man.
not. It doesn't have
You
to
can
be how it
purify
works.
salt
it
water,
doesn't
bro.
have to be anything, but that's a fact. The world works on money.
currently.
If you
but
don't
it
want
doesn't
if
have to
you
be.
don't want the world to work on money, then you can go be a homeless person.
It's kind of what I'm doing.
Me too.
All right.
Man, I don't like it as much as you don't like it. I promise you.
But I want to change it.
I promise you.
I don't want to lay on my ass. I want to change it. And if more people think like us, and we're able to convince people like us, then we change.
My heart open to change, but I will keep my...
All right, guys. On that note, we're going to end it because we're already at an hour and 7 minutes.
Perfect.
So we're going to thank everybody for watching.
I hope it was mildly entertaining.
Mildly entertaining, somewhat aggravating. If you got pissed off by this, there's a comment section below. Let us know. Like, comment, do whatever you want. We don't care as long as you enjoyed it. I really
don't give a shit. Don't even like it because we don't like you. How about that?
Don't listen to him.